All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here talking about real music in real time for real people just like you and just like me. If you'd like to support the channel, please go over to Patreon. There's a little logo on the banner of the channel. You click on that logo, takes you to Patreon. You can do like $1 a month, $2 a month, $1,000 a month. Say you've got stimulus money lying around and you're a pretty well-off person. Oh, yes. So in recent days, I've found out that taking a stand and kind of putting your toe in the water, well, with me, it's probably more like an arm or a calf or something a little bit bigger than the toe. But yes, I have waded into some issues here, and some people aren't really enjoying it. Let's talk about Kevin Cronin and REO Speedwagon. A few days ago, I did a video about that band. I believe the band themselves have a great catalog. I believe they invented the power ballad in 1980, Keep on Loving You, the quintessential struggle between a great lead guitar player and somebody who wrote very nice folky ballad type songs. And their two visions collided, and Gary Richrath wouldn't take Kevin's opinion on certain things and decided to play some of the dirtiest and nastiest power ballad guitar riffs that had ever been played. And the result was a #1 song, Keep on Loving You, 1980. I think it edged out like 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton. It's pretty sad that I know that, but in any event, I like REO Speedwagon a lot. And it's sad when I see this great band from the Midwest basically bashing half of their fan base, if not more. I mean, it's not like they're from Los Angeles or New York City. I think it's Champaign, Illinois, right? You think of Champaign, Illinois, you don't think of the most urban enclave on the planet, but I get it. You know, Kevin Cronin, he's been doing this stuff since the early 90s. If anyone thinks this isn't a politicized thing, look at the people who support and look at the people who don't. This comes down to politics. You're stupid if you don't. You're intellectual and amazing if you do. That's what this is all about. Now, Cronin has taken to Facebook, and he's not too happy with people like me. He might actually be directing this at me. I don't know. I'd like to think so, but I don't think I have that much popularity. But he says that people who aren't doing the thing are deniers. Now, I don't want to even address that word because if you, I'm getting choked up here. If you know your history, and you know the Holocaust, if you understand what that was, when you say denier today, that's just a loaded term. It's bad hyperbole, and it needs to stop because people aren't denying that there's a problem. They're denying the response to the problem, Kevin. So comments like mine apparently in these videos are thoughtless, they're misinformed, and they're nasty. And apparently all of this has pushed his patience over the edge. Now he says, I sit alone in quarantine. Awesome, Kevin. You're again alone in quarantine. Like that was effective the last time this all happened. Dealing with reduced. Now this almost sounds like somebody wrote this. I'm dealing with the reduced yet uncomfortable symptoms of the thing. And reading the comments regarding the shows that we painfully had to cancel this weekend, sorry, I am struck by two things. First, I would like to thank the majority of people whose comments were understanding. I am touched by the outpouring of support. But as our band goes through this difficult period, the thoughtless, misinformed, and nasty comments I read this morning pushed my patience over the edge. And one of the things that he said, which I thought was really way more nasty probably than a lot of what people are saying back to him is, our organization is living through this, and to hear people spouting ridiculous, everything's a conspiracy theory. Everything is a conspiracy theory. Okay, here's a line that I've been hearing a lot lately. There are no conspiracies, but yet there are also no coincidences. All right. And a wise person has been saying this a lot lately. Anyway, he says it's more than he can bear right now. To those people, call me back when you catch it. All right, great. Well, thanks. I mean, is that like I hope you get it so you understand how bad it is kind of a thing? How about you say, Kevin, whether you're pro or against, why don't you say, I hope you don't have to deal with this. I've chosen to do this. You can choose to do what you think is best for you. All right. And of course, I can't say the T word, TREATMENTS, because there are those, but nobody will talk about those. Can't say it, can't talk about it, can't say certain words. Really sad. You know, if you're so supportive of the country, Kevin, and we have a right to debate, then you should be for free, unfettered communication back and forth. Because you know what? It might actually save someone's life. Because so far, none of this seems to be working all that well. Doesn't seem to be doing the trick. And that would be my argument back. Well, who's to say what you're doing is better than what I'm doing? Well, because all the people that are currently going to the ICU are, and yeah, I don't know if that's 100% true. There was an article from Boston, WHDH TV, where 80 people are no longer with us, and all 80 of them did the thing. They did the thing. And then there's Israel, there's Iceland, and there's Australia. And again, and this is where the compliance rate and the, can I see your papers? It's like almost 100%. And if you're still going to blame like the 2 or 5%, whatever it is that aren't doing it, I give up, because we don't live in a world where everybody is going to do what you want them to do. The spirit of rock and roll, by the way, was to question authority, to question everything. And I keep saying this over and over. And I do have some people on this page who lived through the 1960s. And their job at that point, because they knew, was to stick it to the man. And partly because, the man was stuffy and authoritarian. And the man was saying, yes, we need you to go fight this war in a foreign country. It'll be great. We'll win and we'll come home. And how many years did that war go on? And how many men had to die needlessly? They could not pursue happiness, all right? Look, everybody has a right to make choices in their life, Kevin Cronin, and everybody has a right to an opinion. I mean, maybe if I was polite about it and said something like, hey, Kevin, I'm sorry. I just don't agree with what you're saying here. I'm not a denier. I believe that we have some problems out there. There's some medical things going on, and I'm not a denier. But I'm not convinced that you have the solution. Because why are you quarantined again, Kevin? Are you going to get quarantined again? Can this keep happening over and over again? Does the strength of what you did, does it go up over time or does it go down over time? Asking for friend. Hey, my friend wants to know. Look, I'd like this to be kind of tongue in cheek, but it's not, because people need to know the seriousness of this issue and they need informed consent. I'll say it 1,000 billion times. They need informed consent. And if they don't have informed consent, if they've got celebrities telling them, look, sorry, we had to cancel shows, but you better do the right thing. You know what? Keep canceling the shows. Just keep canceling the shows. there's going to be a certain tipping point where Americans and citizens around the world aren't going to be swayed by free tickets and lottery tickets and, oh, college, we'll give you your first semester free, $100 if you come down right now and do this. Where's this money coming from, by the way? Where's it coming from? I guess it would be kind of like pharmaceutical companies. It's probably where it's coming from. And nobody seems to question that pharmaceutical companies are basically the ones dictating how we deal with this. Anyway, I'm not wearing a tinfoil hat, Kevin Cronin. I'm not a denier. Okay, so stop using stupid terminology. Doesn't make any sense. All right. We all make our own choices. Nobody, by the way, encourages people to eat right, exercise, be as healthy as possible. Nobody. It's the real solution to this is to go do the thing at CVS, not to take care of yourself physically, but to go and do the thing. That's more important than eating right and trying to, go vegetarian. Then you'll have an excuse, by the way. You'll have an out. You'll have an out. If you go vegetarian, and I'm not really, I like hamburgers, okay? I like hot dogs, I like chicken, whatever, but I'm about ready to go vegetarian. And there's a number of reasons why, but the first reason is that's always been an exemption for this. And I want to fight this on my own terms. I do not want any government authority or rock star Kevin telling me what I should do. Again, one of the greatest power ballads of all time. And then to have another big hit in 1984 with Can't Fight This Feeling. Well, Kevin, sorry, brother, I can't fight this feeling any longer. So that's my video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you soon.